welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and this is my very wet Oliver, who's been playing with the pool cleaner. And for those of you returning, welcome back. We appreciate you so much. So today I have a fun fall dupes video for you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's dupe number 1, and this is from antiquefarmhouse.com. Now I'm going to start off by using these beads that I got at Christmas time at Walmart, but you can use any string of beads that you have. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paints in the color white and elephant. I am going to use this decal that I created with my Cricut. And then the napkin I got last year at Dollar General, but I did see them there just the other day. They had the same ones. And then I'm actually going to use 2 of these mason jar signs from Dollar Tree. So I start off by removing the hanger and then sanding off all of that glitter. And I have to tell you, there was a ton of glitter on this thing. And you can see on my table, it's just piled up there. So once I had the glitter off of both of those signs, I took my little ladybug vacuum and vacuumed it all up. And then I'm just using one of the signs, like you see there, I put it on top of the other one, and I'm just tracing out the bottom piece. And then I'm going to use my box cutter to score it because I wanted it to look oval, not like a jar. So I just scored this, I don't know, maybe 10 times or so, and then it breaks through. And once it breaks through, I just kind of ripped off the paper, and there it goes. Then I'm going to use my wood glue and some hot glue to attach those 2 babies because I want them to stay connected. And of course, the hot glue is for immediate hold, and then the wood glue is for the permanent hold. So after I had those 2 connected there, I am going to paint both sides with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. After that, I took my elephant color and I'm going to do some distressing all around the top part of my tray here. But I wasn't happy with the way it was looking. So I took my white and I used the same brush, and I'm just like smearing it in to where the gray is. And I loved this so much better. And after that, I took some of the beads, the size that I needed, and I laid them out on some painter's tape, and I'm just painting them. And then once they were dry, I just rolled them over and I painted the back side of them. After that, I took my decal here and I'm just going to put it on the top part of my tray. And then once I have this on, look how beautiful. I'm going to remove that second ply from my napkin. You always want to remove the second ply, otherwise the second ply will be stuck to your sign, not the top part. Then I'm going to use my Mod Podge, and I'm going all over where I'm going to put that, and I set it aside to dry. Once it was dry, and it only takes, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, I'm laying my napkin out where I want it, and I don't know what happened. Somehow I cut that pumpkin out, so I'm just laying it, getting it all right where it should be, making sure all the lines matched up. And then I'm going to lay my parchment paper on top of it, and I'm going to use my little heat press. Now I do have this heat press in my Amazon store if you're interested in it, and I'm just going to go over that napkin just a little bit, and it sets it right in. It reactivates that glue and it sets it right in. Then I just put some more Mod Podge on the top, let it dry, and then I do the same thing with the heat press and the parchment paper just to make sure there's no wrinkles. And that's what I love about that technique. It really gives you very little wrinkles. So then I just took my the end piece, the end string, and I hot glued that to the top of my tray, and then I just start hot gluing each one of these beads. Now if you have more time on your hand, I'd recommend using like E6000 or something like that. That's a little more permanent super glue, but for video purposes I'm using the hot glue. And then I'm just going all the way around just like you see here. And then after that, I took some more of those beads that I had painted, and I'm just using them as feet and just adding them onto the bottom of my tray. Then I took my elephant chalk paint, and I am just going to do a light distressing over the top of those beads. And I kept finding glue strings everywhere, and it was driving me nuts. And then once I have this all done, I'm going to take these curlers I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the wire that's inside of them. And so I'm just going to start by cutting that little top piece off, and then I'm going to pull out the wire and take that other little cap off, and then I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to just open that curved part, as you'll see. And then I have these beads. I'm not sure where I got them. I think they might be Dollar Tree, but I'm not positive. I painted them white. They weren't just the natural color. And I'm going to use 2 on each one of those wires to make the handle. And then once I have them in place where I wanted them, I closed that loop again on the end. And then I am just kind of shaping the handle the way I wanted it. And then after I had it shaped, I glued those 2 little pieces or beads together and just held them there for a little bit to make sure they stick. And then I'm just gonna put a lot of hot glue down on my tray and hot glue those babies on. Now, after that, I did put a whole bunch of hot glue over them on the back there as well to keep them in place. And there it is. You have to let me know what you think. I love this, and it was less than $5 to make this, and the other one was what, $65? So I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links in my link tree in the description box below, as well as links to other accounts that I am affiliated with. So here is dupe number 2, and this one is from Antique Farmhouse as well. And I'm going to start off by using my Waverly chalk paints in the color white and ink. And then I'm going to use this new paint. It's by DecoArt. It's Spiced Pumpkin. I'm going to use some of these pumpkins. I actually got these from Amazon, but you could use the ones from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use some fabric I got from Dollar Tree. And then these little reeds that I got from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store. And then this flat canvas, it's 11 by 14. I got this last year from Dollar Tree. I'm going to start off by taking my spackling and removing or filling in all of those little holes, those hanging holes. Then I took my canvas and I painted it with my black, or my ink chalk paint. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm laying out my bamboo sticks here, and I'm just marking where they need to be cut, and then I used my miter shears to cut these. If you guys don't have any of those, I would recommend getting them. It is awesome. They work great. They work on so many things. And then I'm going to use my antique wax here. I'm sorry I didn't show that earlier, but I decided to paint those bamboo sticks with the antique wax, so I just brush them on and then wipe off the excess. While those are drying, I took 3 of the pumpkins and painted them white, and then 3 of the pumpkins I paint with the spiced pumpkin color. Now the last 3, I am taking a pencil and I'm tracing them out on the fabric. Now, if you're going to do this, make sure you are tracing it out the right way. I have my pumpkin stem facing towards the right. They were supposed to face towards the left per the picture. So I did have to do one more. I did realize it before I cut the other ones out. So I had to do another one and recut the other ones out, or trace them out differently. So once I had that all done, I am going to put Mod Podge on the front of my pumpkin, and then I'm going to lay my fabric on it and smooth it all out, and then I will let it dry. And I do this on all 3 pumpkins. And then once they were dry, I just added some more Mod Podge on the top to protect the fabric, and also it helps stop any fraying, because you know fabric will fray when you cut it. And then after that, I just let that dry, and once it was dry, well, while it was drying actually, I'm using my wood glue and hot glue to attach these pieces to my canvas that I painted. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. Again, my name is Brenda, and I am really happy you stopped by today. If you are liking today's video and you like home decor on a budget, thrift flips, holiday decor, gift ideas, then I invite you to hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family, and let me know you're new here. I love to get to know you. And if you hit that notification bell and hit all, then YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a video. My normal upload times are Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Time, but I do like to participate in different challenges and playlists through the week. So if you hit that notification bell, then that way you'll be notified when my video is uploaded. And then again, you guys, if you like today's video, make sure you give me that thumbs up, because you all know that helps my channel grow. So after I had all of those pieces on, I'm just going to use the wood glue and the hot glue again and add my pumpkins. And I am doing it just like the picture had it. They had the plaid at an angle, and then it's kind of, I guess, like every other one kind of a thing. I don't know. I just matched the picture. And after I have all my pumpkins on here, I'm not going to bore you with all of them. This is the last one. I think the next step, I turn it around and make a hanger. Yes, I just took some twine, tied some knots, hot glued them to the back of my canvas there. And then I'm just taking some more of that fabric and putting it over, hot gluing it over the ends just to give it some added protection. And there's my little Oliver. He stopped in to say hi. He wanted me to hold him, so I put him on my table. He wasn't quite sure what to do with himself up there. There's the final reveal of this project. I will have the amount listed here because I don't remember, but I am sure it's not more than $5. And the original piece was 30 something. So quite a difference. Okay, time of recreation of your celebration of your recreation. Awesome, Jane. I love your pizza pan picture there. All of them. I love that fall mason jar. All of them came out great. Thank you so much. And if you have a creation or recreation you would like me to showcase, you can email it to me at the email address there on the screen, or you can send it to me through Facebook Messenger or Instagram, and I'd be happy to showcase it for you. So here is dupe number 3. Now this one is from Kirkland's, and it's $60 for the two, $59.99 for 2 of those pumpkins. So I'm going to use some letters that I got from Walmart, and I had some other letters in my stash that I used too. I think I got those from Dollar Tree. Those signs, those round plaques, I got from Dollar Tree. These round plaques I got from Dollar Tree. I had to use different ones because I didn't have as many as I thought in my stash. And then some of these leaves from Amazon that I got last year. There's like 500 in the box. I have been using them all last year and this year. I still have a ton more. And then my Waverly chalk paints in the color Plaster, Fern, and Pumpkin. And then these wood sticks I got from Amazon as well. So I'm going to start off. I am just going to fill the holes on 2 of these. One of these, I'm sorry, because the other 2 you're not going to see because I'm going to have them hiding behind the one. So once that was done, I painted 1 set with plaster and 1 set with pumpkin. After I was done with that, I took my paint and, sorry, some cashew by Waverly. And I am doing some distressing on the orange pumpkins. And then, I'm showing that I ended up painting those with that spice pumpkin instead of the pumpkin by Waverly. I thought it was a little bit darker, and that's kind of what I wanted. So then I'm using that spice pumpkin to do the distressing on the white pumpkins as well. I hope all this is making sense. It's early in the morning, and I still haven't had my coffee yet. I really shouldn't do my voiceovers without my coffee. Anyways, so I'm using my favorite Warren Penny, this metallic paint, to paint those leaves. I love doing that. And then I am going to use a little dab of hot glue to connect 2 of those together. And then I am just looking at where I want to lay the next pumpkin, and I'm going to use my pencil to draw the lines. That way I know where to put the glue. And then I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue again on these pumpkins. And then I will lay the top pumpkin right on top. You'll have to let me know, you guys, which oval rounds did you like better on the pumpkin when you look at the end. I think I like these better the way they look, but the other ones, I mean, they're both cute. I just didn't know which ones actually look better. So here I'm just taking my letters that I had painted, and I am putting the white ones or the plaster color ones on top of my orange pumpkin there, and then I'm going to use the orange letters and put them on top of the white ones. Now these L's here, they were T's. I couldn't find extra L's, so I had to cut the T's down to look like an L. So if they look a little funny, that's why. And then after I had those all on, I am taking some tumbling tower blocks, and I am going to connect these together, and I've got 4 strips of 4, and then I painted them all with my fern, but it was so bright. It was more of a Christmas green. So I took my antique wax and I'm just dulling up the brightness by just wiping it on a little bit and covering that green with it. And it gave you more of a darker rustic color, which is what I was going for. And I also painted those sticks green as well, if you can see. And then I'm going to do the same thing with them, just kind of tone them down with that antique wax. Then I'm taking my wood glue and some hot glue here, and I am adding them to one of those strips, and I'm going to put them together just like you see there. And I do that with both, all 4 pieces. Then I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue here, and I'm going to glue it right on top. Now I felt like this was not good enough, so I had these tumbling tower blocks that were painted black in my stash, and I just hot glued them on the back just to give it that extra support. Then I'm hot gluing the stems on there, the sticks, and then I'm gonna hot glue some of the leaves on here. And then I took some raffia and I made some bows, and I'm sorry I didn't show it. It was totally out of picture, so out of frame, so you wouldn't have been able to see how I made it. But there they are. There's the taller ovals, and then the other ones are the hanging ovals. So you have to let me know which one you think looks better. But honestly, I don't know if I have $10. I'll add it up and show it on the screen here, but much better price. Okay, DIY number 4. This is super easy, you guys. So I printed this off of Canva, and I'll have a link to it so you can print it yourself. And an 8x10 frame from Dollar Tree. I was going to use this paint, but then I remembered I have Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, so I end up using Truffle instead. I'm going to start out, I took the insert from that frame, and I'm just laying it over my picture so I can cut it down to fit, because the this frame has kind of like a mat inside of it. It looks like a mat, so it was gonna cut off some of my pictures, so that's why I had to cut it down. Once I had it cut down, I'm just doing a little sanding on this just to rough it up so that the paint adheres to it a little bit better. And then I painted it with my Truffle chalk paint. And it really, I think I only needed 1 coat on it. After I have it all painted, then super easy, I let it dry. I used my heat gun to dry it, and then I just put my picture in it. And now, of course, the first or this dupe, was it from Kirkland? I can't remember. I think it was Kirkland's, or it was either Kirkland's or Antique Farmhouse. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but it was a little bit bigger. It was a 10 by something. So this is not as big, but you can still get the same effect for much cheaper. So I'm just putting that printable out. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. I need my coffee. Okay, I put my paper back in there, and that's all there was for it. Super simple, very pretty, and I just love it. And what a savings, huh? It cost me, I got that frame last year, so it was $1. It cost me about $1 if you're not counting the paper and stuff. So yeah, anyways, you'll have to tell me what you think about that one. And here is the final reveal. Let me know which one was your favorite today. I loved them all, but I have to say I think that tray is my favorite. But again, if you're new here, before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like and comment. I will be back again tomorrow with another video. I am collaborating with a couple of friends, and we are doing all calendar tree DIYs. Calendar tree, Dollar Tree calendar DIYs. Oh my goodness, I gotta go get some coffee. You guys have a blessed day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.